Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and in this video, I thought it would be worth doing a deep dive discussion on if you should or shouldn't be pulling or expending resources to go after the 150 ancient shards for Staltis Dragonbane. I was able to talk about this earlier in the day in a news video where we talk about everything going on in Raid, everything coming up, like the new fusion for the Epic Champion, the Ultimate Death Knight champion training going on, and everything happening. But I thought this was worth a dedicated discussion now that I've had some time to see how people in the community are talking about this, hosting a poll on the channel, and now I have a lot more context I can give you around this event to help give you as much information and perspective as possible heading into the guaranteed event for Staltis Dragonbane. Let's get into it. Alrighty, now first of all, right out the gate, a quick Raid community newsworthy type thing happening that I want to shout out really quick is a really good guy in YST. Put out a word thanking the community because he is going to be taking the plunge to go full-time as a content creator. And I've had the pleasure with working with YST before, talking with him privately in Discord. He came and hung out for one of our creator hangouts, even though it was like 3 a.m. in the morning for him because it's so hard for me to get time zones that work for everybody. He toughed it out and wanted to come hang out with us. Really genuine, good guy. So I'm going to link to his channel down below. He's going through a stressful time right now trying to transition into being a full-time content creator. So if you are looking for good Raid Shadow Legends content, I am going to link to his channel down below, and it would mean a lot if you throw him a subscribe and some support in his direction. So yeah, congratulations to YST. I'm sure you're going to do a great job, and happy to see you going full-time in the content creator community. And now as we transition to talking about Staltis Dragonbane and if you should or shouldn't pull, I did take some time to put together an infographic I want to share with you, and I will put this down below if you want to pull this up. By the way, this is version 1.0 of me assembling all of this information into an infographic. So if you see any errors, definitely let me know and I will fix it right away. Some of the different resources and websites out there for Raid are either missing a couple champions or they haven't been like perfectly up to date. So I tried to get everything on there and cross-reference and use a bunch of different resources and then kind of compile it into this graphic where we can keep it up to date. So let me know if you see any errors, but I think it is mostly correct. So what we can do is try to analyze as best we can what to expect here for guaranteed events. Now, the guaranteed events have not always been a thing in Raid. They started with Countess Lix in March of 2021, and the highest we've ever seen them go on Ancient Shards is 150. Now, we will see them dip down a little bit lower if it is an epic champion like Geomancer with 40. We saw them do 111 for Vizier. He kind of has been power crept out of relevancy. He was amazing like 2 years ago, and he's kind of slowly fading a little bit. Still great in his niche, but definitely fading a little bit in desirability. But mostly you're going to see the ancient events be at 150 when it is a champion that Plarium thinks has pretty good value, like your Kianrafon, your Ragash, and now with the Staltis Dragonbane. It also kind of looks like they do these every other month or so. When it comes to the Ancient Shards, it's about every 6 to 10 weeks that we get a guarantee for an Ancient Summon event. So your next Ancient will probably be like in January of next year when they come out with a guarantee as far as Ancient Shards. Now, a lot of people are clamoring about when are we getting one for Sacred Shards, because it was all the way back in July, the last time we got a guaranteed event for Sacreds. And you can see that Sacreds do tend to be the more rare. So we've only had Helior, and then they went a long time. We had Rector, Wither, Kyoku, Sishia, and a Nekmathar. So you can see that we did hit a spot where they were kind of doing them semi-often, but now they have gone August, September, October, November. They are going 4 months. It's probably going to be 5 months by the time we get the next Sacred Shard guarantee. So they are really slowing down, and it looks like they're trying to prioritize doing the Ancient Shards. It may be because they're trying to get the people like me who have saved up gems over the years. They're probably trying to get the people like me to spend their gems and kind of deplete that resource, because you can't really spend gems on Sacreds, but you can on Ancients. So that's probably why we're going to see them a little bit more often, is try to bleed down that gem count for some of the people that have saved up a bunch of them. Now, I did also try to do a little bit of polling here on the channel to see what some of you are thinking out there as viewers. And we can see that out the gate at about 1,000 votes, so a decent sample size, but it will definitely shift a little bit. You can see that we are at 29% for the yes when I asked if you are going to be pulling shards in honor of going for Stultus, Dragonbane, and pursuing that kind of event. About a 1/3 clip of people saying yes to that. A lot of the responses we're going to probably get on this are going to be about, well, I probably would, but I don't have enough shards. A lot of people have been bled dry by some of the events and things going on in game, like bonus legendary and all the craziness happening, bleeding players of their resources kind of right before they do a guaranteed for Stultus. So then if we see what people are kind of saying here, yeah, don't have shards. Yeah, definitely. And then saving ancients for weeks for this type of event. Okay, cool. Planning for the guaranteed summoning events is definitely a common summoning strategy out of there. I have the champion, I have him at stun set. Okay. Yeah, one of my faves as an end gamer. Okay. 20, still pulling for him though. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so looks like people really want this guy. Regret not getting Kimmy. Lady Kimmy was a guaranteed summoning event. Some people would argue one of the best champions they've ever done as a guaranteed event in Lady Kimmy. So yeah, it looks like people are receiving this mostly positively. It's just that some people not really having enough resources to feel like they're able to realistically go after Stultus. But it looks like people who are in a position to spend resources to go after Stultus are going to be willing to do so. And I think a contributing factor to that, and a big reason on why I would say that I agree that it's probably a good decision to go for it, is because we're also getting a 10x with a bunch of champions in the Sylvan Watchers, including Elva. Now, I do have a video from earlier on my channel, like the last video I released, going over everything happening in game in depth if you want like the full news recap. But in the context of this video on if you should or shouldn't pull for Stultus, I think a big contributing as to why you should is that it does coincide with a chance to get some of these new champions in Sylvan Watchers, because we are going to have to build a roster for the Sylvan Watchers faction crypt when it opens in probably about 6 or 7 months. And with CVC coming up in just a few days on Tuesday, if you do pull a champion from Sylvan Watchers during CVC, it'll be a good opportunity to build them up and also slam some resources towards your CVC match. And another contributing factor to it is that we've got the champion training tournament going on right now for Ultimate Death Knight. Now, some of you out there are going to be in a realistic group to win, where maybe first place is only at 1,000 or 2,000. Well, if you pull a bunch of shards during the 10x for some Sylvan Watchers and to go after the guaranteed Stultus, well, now all of a sudden you're going to have all of those 3- and 4-star champions that you summoned with those 150 shards to now slam into resources for leveling up cheap with brews or heading into the campaign to use them as fodder, whatever the case may be. You're going to have a massive leg up if you are actually trying to be competitive for your Ultimate Death Knight group. But there's also another reason in the favor of doing this event. And by the way, when you're doing the event, it's going to look like this. You're going to have a bar down here that will say guaranteed champion. And then it will show you how many shards you've pulled. It will fill up this bar down here. When you get to the 149th shard, your next shard will be a guaranteed legendary on the 150th. And the point that I was going to make in relation to this is that I double checked to see if they did specifically say this, and they did not, to be fair. But the way this has worked in the past is that the guaranteed champion that you pull from that 150th shard does not affect your mercy system. So if you pull 150 and you don't get a legendary, but now you do get a legendary, it'd be a good opportunity for you to make a note for yourself that you are only 50 away from mercy, and that can be something that you really want to take note of for the next bonus legendary event. Because if you can get a legendary in like 55-60 shards and get 2 legendaries because you get a bonus one, that would be a good note to like make and pin on your desk or something for a good opportunity for to take advantage of an event in the future to get really good value per shard. So I hope for some of you that are on the fence that this gave you a little bit of context into how the community is feeling, how I'm feeling, and some of the different things to consider when you are deciding to spend a bunch of resources to go after Stultus. So for me personally, I'm probably going to be doing it. It does hurt because I did just YOLO a bunch of shards for the bonus legendary event, but it did end up working because I was able to get a Sylvan Watcher legendary. I got super lucky. It was looking horrible. I've got the video here on my channel of Smiley trolling my shards. but I was lucky enough to get King Alkabar. I would like to round out and get some of the epics, and since they are part of the 10x, I'm personally gonna just suck it up and spend the resources to do so. That's why I save my resources, is for times like this, when there's an event that I want to participate in. I don't have to feel horrible or guilty about it because I have kind of prepared and been disciplined and saved up the resources to be able to do it. So yeah, given all of these different reasons and different things that we talked about in this video, the different contexts surrounding Stultus Dragonbane, I am gonna suck it up and go for YOLOing the resources to get after him. Hopefully get some Sylvan Watchers epics. Hopefully summon a legendary besides Stultus. That would be great. By the way, it's not a guarantee that you just waste 149 shards. You do have a chance to get other stuff as well in that 149. You could summon a Duchess or something in that 149, and you're still working towards that 150 guarantee. But on that journey, just remember that like Duchess would reset your mercy system, so you're gonna have to weigh that accordingly for those of you that do get a legendary during the 150 up to Stultus. So as always, head on over to the poll and let me know how you feel about casting your vote to help us be more accurate when we're giving community context. And also let me know down below in the comment section if, how, why, and your opinions and how they either agree or disagree with mine. Plus, don't forget to head on over via the link down below to support YST on his big journey to be a full-time content creator. It's always great to be able to see someone in the raid community really go all in and make something happen because they love the community and being part of doing content. So yeah, congratulations YST, and good luck to all of you pulling shards to go for Stultus. I'm going to be right behind you as soon as the event goes live. I'm probably going to make it happen and try to double dip, scoop up a little bit of resources from the Revenant Coins event and all the stuff going on in game. So remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content. I'll see you soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.